Hello and welcome to Grammar Video 2. Okay, so you should be watching this video if you are an incoming freshman and if you've already watched Grammar Video 1. So make sure that you watched Grammar Video 1 before you watched this one. Alright, so again, this is Grammar Video 2 for incoming freshmen. Again, I just want to restate my caveat that I did in Grammar Video 1. These videos are not meant to be a thorough explanation of the grammar concepts. All right, they're only meant to review concepts that you should have already learned. So if you're looking at these concepts and you're like, I have no idea what sister is talking about, please email me and I can give you a more thorough explanation. But so if you need a more thorough explanation, please email it to me. Otherwise, I'm assuming that you've already covered this in your elementary school. So that's why I'm trying to keep the videos pretty brief. All right, so Grammar Video 2, we're going to cover. So in the last grammar video, we covered some basic parts of speech. In this grammar video, I want to cover linking verbs versus helping verbs. All right, so we covered action verbs in the last one already. So action verbs describe an action, describe you doing something. Now I want to talk about linking verbs versus helping verbs because they seem very similar, but they have very different functions. Okay, so a linking verb. A linking verb connects the subject of the sentence, with an adjective or noun that describes it. All right, so examples of linking verbs can include am, is, was, are, were, and so forth. So example of it using a sentence is such as I am a singer. Okay, so in this case, am is my linking verb. So am is my linking verb because it's connecting I to a singer. All right, it's describing I as a singer. So it's connecting I to a singer. All right, another example is the boys were dirty. The boys were dirty, okay? So in this case, were is my linking verb. All right, it's linking boys to dirty. All right, it's connecting boys to dirty. All right, dirty is describing boys. All right, now, so linking verbs connect the subject with an adjective or noun that describes it. On the other hand, helping verbs are verbs that are used together with the main verb of a sentence to express the action. So helping verbs are verbs that are used with the main verb in order to describe an action. All right. Another way to think about this is your helping verb or helping verbs plus your main verb equals a complete action. Oops. Equals a complete action. All right, so examples of helping verbs can include be, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had. These are just a few examples of helping verbs. All right, so let's look So here, example helping verbs. So let's look at helping verbs put in the context of a sentence. So let's say I have this. So let's say I have the sentence we. Oops, I'm sorry. We have eaten. Okay. All right. So you want to identify your main verb in the sentence. Like what's my main verb? What's my main action in this sentence? So eaten would be my main verb. It's my action verb. Okay? All right, have is going to be the helping verb. So have and eaten are used together to express the action. All right, so have is my helping verb. All right, and together it expresses the action of my sentence. So eaten is my main verb, and have is what extends the meaning of my main verb. So have is my helping verb. Another way you can think about it is if you can identify your main verb first, and then any verbs that come before it will be your helping verbs. All right, so let's look at a second example. She has been studying all morning. So she has been studying all morning. All right. Okay. Studying is going to be my main verb. Okay, so studying is going to be my main verb. All right. Has and been extend that meaning of the main verb. They're used together with my main verb to express the action. So has and been will be my helping verbs. All right. Okay, something you want to be careful of. You don't want to get helping verbs mixed up with adverbs. Let's take the sentence, she eats, or she never sleeps. Okay? All right. In this case, I don't actually have a helping verb. So sleeps is my main verb. Now never, even though it comes before sleeps, it's not actually extending the meaning of my verb at all. And it is not included in that list I gave you. Never is modifying sleeps. Never is describing sleeps. Never is describing when she sleeps, which is never. So in this case, this word is actually not my helping verb. It's actually an adverb. So you want to be careful. You want to be careful about distinguishing between helping verbs and adverbs, okay? If the word is modifying the verb, if the word is describing the verb in any way, then what you have is an adverb, all right? Whereas helping verbs don't modify the verbs. Helping verbs are just used together with the verbs in order to express the action, such as has been studying. It goes together with studying, but it's not modifying studying. So that's how you know that has and been are helping verbs. All right, so it's a key thing. Make sure you know the difference between these helping verbs as well as an adverb. So let's just review. Linking verb versus helping verb. So linking verbs connects the subject with a noun or adjective that describes it, whereas a helping verb is used with the main verb in order to describe the action. All right, so that is a quick review of that. All right, so you have some practice problems. So in these practice problems, you're going to have to identify the parts of speech. Now, make sure you're specific about whether you have a helping verb, a linking verb, or an action verb. So you need to be specific about whether the word is an action verb, is an action, linking, or helping verb. All right, so be specific about that. Also, remember to be specific about whether or not you have a proper or a possessive noun. All right, so here are examples. Again, it's similar to grammar video 1. You're just identifying parts of speech. So when you have a verb, you just want to be specific about which type of verb it is And when you have a noun, you want to be able to specify whether it's a proper noun or possessive noun. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, feel free to email me if you have any questions or if you want to check your answers. God bless you and have a good evening.